Man alive, nothing's going right today, but we're going to fix it right now. All right, apologies to all. Had a little incident happen this morning, but I'm ready, and I hope y'all are ready. Let's go.
Can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh, yeah!
There we go.
My voice is shot.
It's probably from what happened yesterday or last night.
Oh, man, that's a big part of it. And we're going to get into it right now. Good morning. Welcome to the Twisted Taco Tuesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. We are glad to have y'all with us, and we got a lot to do in a short time to get there. First hour is brought to you by SeatGeek. Use the code Snowman for 15% off or $20 off of your first purchase. That's only the power of SeatGeek, where fans can fan.
And there were a lot of fans in Columbus, Ohio that were screaming at the top of their lungs. Because your winner and new national champions, the Ohio State Buckeyes.
And that comes courtesy of a 34-23 win over the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame last night. And man, oh man, what a ball game it was. Notre Dame landed the first punch with an 18-play drive.
Mm-hmm.
Then Ohio State just beat them down.
Ohio State woke up and said, this is our time.
31 unanswered points to make it 31-7. And you think, okay, they're running away. But Notre Dame said, not so fast. They got a score in the third quarter to make it 31-15. And then an absolutely beautiful pass from Riley Leonard to Jaden Greathouse to make it 31-23. But unfortunately for Notre Dame, that's the final score. 31-23. Ohio State wins, the lowest seed to ever win the national championship. Victor Locke is hanging with me from Chicago, riding shotgun. The other members of the crew are ill this morning, so they are resting, getting ready for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Victor, give me your thoughts, your initial knee-jerk reaction thoughts when the final gun sounded and you realized Ohio State won it all.
Well, all I could say was congratulations to Ohio State. They came to play, and they came to play all 4 quarters. Unfortunately for Notre Dame, they only came to play for that first drive and then for parts of the fourth quarter. That second and third quarter, they were completely anemic, completely inept, and could do nothing with the football. I mean, there were times they had drives that only had -4 yards.
They could do nothing to stop the run.
Yeah.
After that 75-yard drive to open the game, what did Notre Dame do for the rest of the first half? -4 yards.
-4 yards.
Yep. After that first drive where they ran 18 plays and ran it down Ohio State's throat, the next 2 drives yielded 6 plays and 4 yards.
Yeah, it just wasn't enough. And I think now Notre Dame realized it wasn't enough. It's not enough. You can't just you can't just have, 2 or 3 drives that get you a touchdown. And what really hurt them was they had a chance to really turn the game over with the fumble recovery.
Yep, that was the game. That was the game right there.
They had a chance to, really blow the game over, really come back into the game with a 7 spot, but unfortunately they couldn't get the end zone. So it's like, all right, get a 3, and they doink it. So basically,
they wind up with nothing.
Yep, they walked away with nothing.
They walked away with nothing, and that turned the game back into the favor of the Buckeyes.
And after that, I said, ball game.
Yep, we both said it. We both said ball game after that doink missed. You cannot force a turnover and not convert it to points.
Exactly.
That just cannot happen.
But that's what happened. And like I said, congrats to the Buckeyes. They earned it. And this was just a really good thing for those who want to see more, spontaneity in the college football playoffs. It gets tiring to see the same schools there over and over and over again. And I'm not saying I don't like the teams like Georgia Bulldogs, Texas Longhorns, stuff like that. But I mean, how many times are you going to see Alabama there, Georgia there, Michigan? How many times are you going to see those teams there and be like, can we get more teams in here, please?
Right. Well, we got our wish.
We did.
We even had 2 teams from the ACC in this tournament, and SMU and Clemson.
We did. We absolutely did.
We had 2 teams from the SEC that got in the tournament. The SEC was well represented, of course. The Big Ten was well represented.
Yeah.
Big Ten was well represented because they had Indiana and they had Ohio State in the playoff.
Right.
But Ohio State comes out of nowhere. They drill Tennessee, and Ohio State was the number 8 seed in the tournament. They drill Tennessee. They mollywop Oregon, which I didn't expect.
That was also a shocker.
That I expected another shootout.
Yeah.
I really expected another shootout.
I expected Oregon to take one of those spots.
Oh, the Big Ten also had Penn State in there. Totally
Penn State, the Lions.
They got in. Like I said, the SEC was represented with Texas, Georgia, and Tennessee. Big Ten had Ohio State, Indiana, and Penn State. ACC had Clemson and SMU. Even the Mountain West was represented with Boise State getting one of the top 4 seeds. But the top 4 seeds proved nothing as they all got clowned.
Yeah.
In the quarterfinal round. They all got clowned. Okay. And the best part is, we're going to see more clowning like that next year.
Oh yeah. Because let's not think that this is going to be the last time you see these two even meeting in the national championship game.
Right.
These teams are built to last.
Yep.
Yeah.
Both of these
are built
teams.
to last.
Both
I know there'll be some changes because I'm pretty sure some guys are going to be graduating, and that team, it's going to be new players and everything. But if the coaching is still there and the culture is still there, I see these teams coming back together for another wild ride, and I'll be ready to see it.
I'll be waiting to see it also. The Rim is on Fire is with us this morning. Says Notre Dame is always a mysterious outlier. When we succeed, people always wait for the crash down. And it mostly comes, was it a great season? Yeah, but it's disappointing to come to this for it and lose.
Yeah.
Well, Notre Dame was playing with house money anyway.
Yeah. And
because no one, after they lost to Northern Illinois on September 7th, everybody wrote them off. Almost everybody wrote them off.
People were calling fraud watch as soon as that happened.
Yep.
People were calling fraud watch.
And they were calling for Marcus Freeman's head.
Yeah.
They were calling for Notre Dame to get rid of Marcus Freeman. That didn't happen. Notre Dame got their act together, rolled over everybody except for a 7-point win against Louisville. Notre Dame beat everybody by double digits until they ran into the Buckeyes. And I think for this first playoff, and this is a knee-jerk reaction, I think they got it right.
Yeah.
With the two best teams being in the championship game. I believe they got it right.
I do too.
What do you all think? Did the playoff committee get it right this first time? What changes need to be made? We're going to discuss that. We're going to discuss a lot more. This is going to be an abbreviated edition of Snowman in the Morning, and we are back in a little bit.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
People tell me how lucky my daughter is to have been adopted. But really, we're the lucky ones. Learn more at adoptuskids.org.
This planet has been great to me. It's given me gifts that I can't even explain. It's given me adventures and memories I'll never forget. And Battleborn, I think, has given me the opportunity to go beyond and give something back. How can I be a better custodian to this planet and the place I live? That's where I am with Battleborn. Let's make the planet a better place.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can be the black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. No, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
We got a present while we were away.
Oh.
Sports PSP with a super chat, $5 doggone it. Let me do what I see do other streams do. Mario, where's Mario? Here he is. Sports PSP with the $5 super chat poses the question: if he were eligible, would Jeremiah Smith be a top 5 pick in the NFL draft? Considering the fact that a lot of teams need wide receiver, the answer is yes.
Yeah, and I can already think of a couple of teams that need them.
Mm-hmm.
I can think of a couple things that need the help. Especially, I can see Denver needing another weapon for Bo Nix. If you're gonna go with some younger talent, especially if Michael Penix Jr. is going to take the helm as we think he is, maybe he go to Atlanta
to join up with Drake London and the bunch.
Yeah.
But a team that, if we're talking about if you were eligible now, a team that he would want to avoid would be the Chicago Bears.
Well, yeah. See, here's the thing with
he'd want to avoid the Chicago Bears. You want your questions answered? Couple it with a super chat, and we'll read your chats live on the air.
Here's the thing with the Bears. You could have all the wideouts in the world. I think the Bears do have a decent wide receiver core. We rag on DJ Moore, but he has some good speed, and when he can catch, he has good hands. Rome Odunze, young guy, definitely has potential. But the problem is that you don't fix the offensive line. Caleb can't throw the ball. Your receivers can't catch the ball because your quarterback is running for his life.
Stay with the Bears. They hired a new coach yesterday. Lions offensive coordinator Ben Johnson.
And a lot of people were predicting that because if the Lions do not make it to the Super Bowl,
they were going to go after Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson was going to look for other options.
Man, let me say this. And I borrow from the great Joe Beningo when it comes to the Bears. You can change the coach. You can change the quarterback. You can change the coordinators. But you don't have nothing. We don't fix that offensive line. Gregory Scotland is here with us. Salute Snowman Multimedia. Salute to you, Gregory. Where are you tuning in from so we can shout you out properly? Sports PSP, who dropped us a $5 super chat. Where are you tuning in from? So we can shout. Matter of fact, everybody who's tuned in, put your location in the chat and we'll shout you out properly.
Yep. My dad even sent me a message about the Bears of signing Ben Johnson. I said, that's nice and all, but you haven't changed the culture, or the Bears have not changed the culture.
Bears are nowhere close. Okay, they're nowhere close to changing the culture. They're nowhere close.
You still got Virginia McCaskey, who does not care about the team's outcome. Your GM is a puppet because we rarely if ever hear from him or see him,
and that's by design. I believe that's by design.
Absolutely. And now you're going from Uberfools to Ben Johnson. But you're still. But what is your general manager going to do? Is he going to actually pony up for some offensive linemen? Is he going to actually?
Here's your question. Thank you. Ask that question again. Gregory Scotland comes to us from Detroit, Michigan. We are exhaling after the Lions debacle.
I'm so sorry.
Comes to us from Orange, New Jersey.
Oh,
what's your team? Sports PSP. What's your team? Sports Talk is in Philadelphia, and we know who his team is.
Fly Eagles fly.
Let's say the statement again that you said.
Are you guys gonna actually get you some decent linemen? And if you are getting decent linemen, then you have a problem with the offensive line coach.
Yep.
Because it does not make sense for you to have two different quarterbacks.
Right.
And then both being in danger of being the most sacked quarterbacks in the league.
Matter of fact, I think Caleb Williams was the most sacked quarterback in the league. I'll look it up here in a minute. Philip Beretton, my brother, how are you, man? Thanks for tuning in. Sports PSP says the Commanders are his team. Hey, look, I am picking them for the upset.
Hail to the Redskins.
Hail to the Redskins. I'm picking them for the upset on Sunday. Sports Talk with Darian Hopkins is a Raiders fan, and I know there's a lot that needs to be done with the Raiders. But during the offseason, we will get to every single team and see what and talk about what they need. But look, you could change everything about the Bears, and it won't matter if the culture doesn't change and you get some winners in there, nor will it change if you don't fix the offensive line. That's the big problem.
Because the thing that Caleb Williams needs more than anything else, more than weapons, more than running game, he needs time.
And that was the one thing you said when the Bears drafted him. Gregory Scotland again says, "Hey, where is Bobby Abilene when you need him?" Absolutely. Hell, where's Steve Fuller when you need him?
Right. Caleb Williams needs time. He needs time to survey the field. He needs time to go through his progressions and his reads. He needs time to step into his throws. Now, granted, there have been times, and I've said this on the show many times, there are times where he holds onto the ball too long. And that has been true. But at the same time, he's always on the verge of tucking and running because he realized that his offensive line is going to fail him.
So is this a upgraded version of Justin Fields as far as the Bears go? You're one of my Bears insiders, so talk to me.
To a degree, yes. I think Caleb has a bit more speed and a bit better vision than Justin Fields. I think there were times watching the games where Caleb was definitely on the verge of getting sacked and got away and even got first downs with his legs. He shouldn't have to do that, but that's one thing I have noticed and I've been very impressed with is that he has great vision on the field. He even reminds me a bit more of a prime Prescott in terms of his legs. I want to see him throw the football. I want to see him throw the rock down.
You got to get vertical and get the ball down the field. Gregory Scotland with the $2 super sticker. Thank you very much. Sports PSP with another $2 super chat says, "What's next for the Detroit Lions after Saturday?"
Retool, reclaim.
You got to get an OC. That can follow the footsteps of Ben Johnson, because this Lions offense was incredible.
And get Dan Campbell into a Gamblers Anonymous or something, because he gotta stop gambling. I understand you want to be gutsy. I think it'll be gutsy. There's a time and a place for that, and sometimes he doesn't pick the right time or place. But no, in all seriousness, I think all I got to do is retool and reclaim. Get a new OC. Keep the culture that you have. Keep using Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery as the 1-2 punch on the run game, and maybe a little bit more offensive line help. I think Jared Goff he was really good. He just made some silly mistakes.
And I also think that Jared Goff ran out of gas.
Yeah.
I think Jared Goff ran out of gas when the Redskins punched him in the mouth.
And they did not expect it.
No, they didn't.
I
think they ran out of gas when the Redskins showed out, and socked them in the jaw.
I remember speaking with Sensei Drew. Neither one of us gave the Redskins an opportunity to win this game. We were like, okay, they'll get past the Buccaneers, but that's about all. And then here's the crazy thing. They barely got past the Buccaneers. They won off of a doink that was made.
But they survived.
This was not the same game.
It was not, but the important point is they survived.
And they learned. And they came after the number 1 seed in the NFC and beat them to pudding.
We made our picks through group chat. I picked the Redskins, and I did not step back on it.
No,
I've always believed in Washington the moment they drafted Jaden Daniels.
Once Snyder was gone, I said, okay, I give them a good 2 to 5 year window for them to get back to prominence, that they're going to get back to being one of the top teams in the NFC East. They said, no, we're doing it this year.
And the greatest part is Jaden Daniels single-handedly changed that culture.
Yes, he did.
Jaden Daniels single-handedly changed that culture.
People have always said that the Redskins were one good QB away from getting back to prominence. It didn't work with Carson Wentz. It didn't work with Sam Howell. But now, Taylor Heineke. That's the other name I was saying. It didn't work with Taylor Heineke. Didn't work with Carson Wentz. Didn't work with Sam Howell. But here's Jaden Daniels, and this kid has been an absolute dynamo. And I think it's just the right quarterback and the right team coming together.
And the right coach when they hired Dan Quinn.
Yep.
When they hired Dan Quinn, that started cementing the foundation. The foundation was complete when they drafted Jaden Daniels.
And this needs to be a point of contention for Dallas. Because I got to bring it to this. Why is it that almost everyone who leaves you suddenly gets more successful?
Tony Pollard, anybody?
Tony Pollard, Dan Quinn.
Because Dan Quinn won 11 games.
Yes. Dan Quinn
won 11. No, they won 13. I beg your pardon. Let me check. I had called for them to win the East.
Mm-hmm.
When we did our preseason preview, the chat was asking me, my wife was asking me, and you guys were asking me, whom do you have to win the East? And without blinking, I said the Washington Redskins.
Right.
Because of Jaden Daniels and Dan Quinn. Because of Jaden Daniels and Dan Quinn. They were 12-5. I beg your pardon. Redskins were 12-5. They lost 2 games, both to the Eagles, and that gave the Eagles the division. Well, they split with Philadelphia. I beg your pardon.
They split with Philadelphia, and they split with Dallas. But it's like, why is it that every team that leaves you suddenly becomes more successful? It's because your culture is not good. Your ownership is not good. Your ownership wants to have their hand in the pie all the time. And the coaches, they're not into that. They want they want the money guys to deal with the money. They want the personnel guys to deal with the personnel, and they want the football guys to focus on the football.
Sports PSP says before the new ownership, Washington was pathetic. Dan Snyder, horrible free agent signings like Albert Hainsworth, but it's shocking Washington made it to the NFC Championship and Dallas hasn't. It's not shocking to me.
It's not shocking.
It's not shocking to me. And the reason it's not shocking to me is because when Dan Snyder was given his pink slip and he sold the team, when Dan Snyder sold the team, they got new ownership and then they hired Dan Quinn. I said the Redskins are onto something. And then Jane Daniels cemented it. And you got to give some credit to Cliff Kingsbury, their offensive coordinator.
That too.
You got to give some credit to Cliff Kingsbury. Let's get back to the Bears.
Okay.
Their offensive coordinator, whomever they bring in as their OC, needs to instill some nerve in these guys.
What they need to do is they need to get someone who has, because they probably can't get Lovie Smith again, but need someone with the same type of mindset as Lovie Smith. Get off the bus running the football. You have DeAndre Swift. You're not giving him enough snaps. You're not giving him enough touches. You're not giving opportunity to actually make an impact on the game.
Correct.
That's
all correct.
Inexcusable and unacceptable.
It is unacceptable, and the Bears should feel that it's unacceptable. Unfortunately, they're mired in mediocrity, and they seem to be happy to be in mediocrity.
No
the
one cares.
Attitude needs to change also. Not just the culture, but the attitude of the culture needs to change for the Bears, and it needs to change quickly, because if it doesn't, they're going to be just like the Cowboys, mired in mediocrity until somebody snaps them out of this trance.
They're already there. They're already there.
The
Bears are pretty much at the same level as the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, they haven't won Super Bowl since '85.
And that's their only Super Bowl in the Super Bowl era.
And they only went to one. They only went to one other Super Bowl. Now it was 2006, and they got smashed by the Colts.
They got rocked by the Indianapolis Colts and Peyton Manning. Shows what happens when you actually have a quarterback, doesn't it?
They had an opportunity to once again get back to the big game and got smacked in the mouth by the Green Bay Packers.
2010.
So they're already stuck in that mediocrity.
And because of that game right there, the one that you just mentioned, the 2010 NFC Championship, the Bears had a chance to climb out of that hole of mediocrity and establish themselves. After gaining the number 2 seed, the number 1 seed got knocked out, and they hosted the NFC Championship game. They welcomed the Packers, who they should have knocked out at the end of the regular season. But they lost that game 10-3. And then the Packers showed up to Soldier Field and didn't care about it being cold. They didn't care about the Bears having the home field advantage. They took 7 plays, stuck in the end zone, socked the Bears in the mouth, and because of that drive alone, they're back to mediocrity and will always be there.
And it
will always be there.
And the thing is that you can tell, like with the Cowboys, with the Bears, with the Patriots, these teams are not being run by football fans.
No.
They're being run by corporate suits. They're being run by business individuals. They don't care about actually putting a good or even decent team out there. All they care about is how much money can we get, you know?
And you see that you see that all the time.
It is so sad.
With teams like the Cowboys and the Bears, now the Patriots, you know, now the Arizona Cardinals.
Cardinals are the one.
Put the Cardinals in that conversation. Sports PSP says Jerry will hire another yes man. Don't be surprised if he hires Brandon Staley. I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at that at all.
I've already said that if that happens, I'm throwing the season away. The Cowboys have been given a gift of saying we're saying bye-bye to McCarthy.
Now you don't want to get cursed by hiring Brandon Staley.
Exactly.
The rim is on fire. I really do not want Jerry to hire Kellen Moore either. I'm not sure who I want Jerry to hire. who best fits the Cowboys, though. Like, for real, for real. Yeah, I get it.
Good question. Good question.
There is not a best fit, and not even Deion Sanders is a best fit for the Cowboys.
What you need is someone who's going to combat with Jarrell.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who's good, basically kind of like how Jimmy Johnson was. Like, this is my team. I'm the one.
Way.
Yep, I'm the one building it on the trenches. I'm gonna handle it. All you gotta do is sign the checks.
Yep,
and be there when we get our ring.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he once again wants to put his hand in the pie, we are going to get someone like a Brandon Staley or a Matt Eberflus.
I wouldn't be surprised if both of them wound up in Dallas some kind of way,
and that's what frightens me.
And that should frighten you. That should frighten the hell out of you.
Because somewhere I'm like, you know what? I may not be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
We find ways to hurt ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Matter of fact, let me take a break. When we take a break, we'll stay with football. This is a Football Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Stay with the break, and we'll talk some Cowboys. Victor Locke is here, and then we'll get back to college football and see where everybody needs to go from there. This is Snowman in the Morning, the abbreviated version. Back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code SNOWMAN for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meet beep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light-optimizing lenses that block blue rays, so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, Sleet or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
We owe you an ID. This is Snowman in the Morning on all of our favorite networks. Welcome back. Hour 2 of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. And just to let you guys know, we have something cooking for the month of March. Yes, we're going to cover March Madness for women's basketball, but we also have this cooking. That's right. The United Football League will be covered in alternative play-by-play fashion. Yours truly will lead the charge. And it will be every Saturday, one game every Saturday. And we'll take it all the way through to the UFL Championship. That's beginning the last week of March. And if you watch Snowman Multimedia, Snowman Sportsnet, I beg your pardon, .com, you will see we will release the schedule in 1 week's time. All right. Talking football today. We went over the national championship, went over who could have done what and how the game may have been won if this happened or that happened. Congrats to the Buckeyes for winning the title.
Yep.
But now let's get serious about an NFL football team that has been mired in mediocrity since 1995.
I can't believe it. 3 full decades.
3 full decades.
Well, I'm gonna get my kicks in.
3 full decades of mediocrity. That's all I can say. 3 full decades of mediocrity. Can you believe that?
I wish I couldn't, but it's a reality that I have to face.
And Cole Johnson puts it perfectly.
This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation.
Yep.
I've asked you this before, and you can never come up with an answer, so I'll try it again.
Okay.
Given this offseason, where do you start?
And again, I don't know if I give an answer. Well, no, the answer, as I said before, is the culture. You got to start with the culture of the Dallas Cowboys.
So who changes that?
Well, the fans have to. The fans have to. It's something that Stephen A. had said a while back, and as much as I can't stand him, he makes a valid point. The Cowboys fan base is extremely loyal. Almost loyal to a fault. I fall in that category too because I love my Dallas Cowboys. I'm not taking away from them. No matter how much it hurts, how much I get my tail kicked, I'm going to still be a fan of the Dallas Cowboys. Snowman, you've been there too with the Doldrums of the 49ers.
Oh, yeah.
And
we had 3 years of darkness with the 49ers.
Yeah. You stay
I've been down that road.
You stay with your team. The problem is that the fan base has to hold the administration's feet to the fire and say, look, we love this team. We want to see this team succeed, but you guys aren't doing anything. You guys are continuously just letting stuff happen, and you're not even trying to get the ship right.
Say that again.
We love this team. We want this team to succeed, but you're not even trying to get a ship right. And the reason why, and as I said before, it's a business to Jarrell. It's a business to Roger Kraft. It's a business to Virginia McCaskey. It's just a business that they can get more and more money off of by selling tickets to the gigantic playpen, which is Jerry World.
Yep.
How much more money could you make if the Cowboys had won a championship within like the last 5 years?
How many more billions of dollars would that bring for the Cowboys?
Exactly.
If they had gotten to and won a Super Bowl in the past 5 years, how much more money would the Cowboys be getting?
At the very least, all of the naysayers and all of the critics would at least say, you know what? Not for nothing. They did the job.
Mm-hmm.
They got the job done.
Yep.
But you have shot yourself in the foot so many times.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention getting beat down by the Niners 2 years in a row. Even sending your, at the time, star running back as a center. And then after that, you get your tail kicked in by the Green Bay Packers, who should not have got there in the first place, but they got there.
Yeah, they did. They did.
This is all on you. And I'm saying all on you, Jarrell. But the fan base has to sit there and look at this, critically and say, it's time to stop with the rose-tinted glasses and say, we're going to Super Bowl every year. This is our year. We're going to do it. Look at your team critically and say, what needs to change?
Yeah.
Offensive line's got to get tougher because we need Dak Prescott to have time, like Caleb Williams, have time on his feet to survey the field and throw the football. Dak Prescott has to man up and stop being so timid and say, you know what, I'm an NFL quarterback and I got this game. Okay? And if he's not that guy, you got to go find that guy. Okay? CeeDee Lamb is a wonderful receiver. You can see what
he is.
Okay? Rico Dowdle definitely had a monster year this year. And if he is the guy that you are going to make as your number one running back, then he's got to get in the weight room and become a bell cow running back. And you need to have a line that can open up lanes for him.
Like the legendary offensive line of 1995.
Exactly. Okay.
Hell, the 1990s when Jimmy Johnson built that line.
Now with Micah Parsons and a defense, you still got some time with him. But he's starting to lose tread on the tires. So you're gonna need someone else to help him out. And actually make that defense a monster. I said this when they were already starting to be a terror, that they were ready to win championships right then and there. The defense of the Cowboys ready to win championships now. What each and every year for the offense only means more and more problems for that defense. But like I said, it's got to start with the culture. We cannot look. We as Cowboys fans cannot keep looking and saying, "Oh, we're going to do it this year. We don't have to change anything. We don't have to change anything. We're just going to do it this year. We're just going to do it this year. It's just going to happen for us." That's not how this works. The Redskins didn't just say, well, we're just going to do it this year, and all of a sudden they're in the AFC Championship game. No, they had to make steps.
They had to make moves.
They had to take steps to say, this is not working. This is going to work.
We had to do the same thing. After 2014, we were sunk in the doldrums until 2019. 5 years of below mediocrity for San Francisco.
You had to deal with the nonsense that was Colin Kaepernick.
Yep, front and center. We had to deal with that front and center.
Every team, when they get in the doldrums, they have to. I remember when the Chiefs were bad.
Oh my gosh, I remember when the Chiefs were bad.
I remember when the Chiefs were bad. Look at where they are now.
Two-time champs going for 3.
They can't be beat.
They made their 7th straight AFC championship. 7th straight.
That's insane.
That is crazy. 7 consecutive AFC championship appearances.
And as like I said before, and Cole agreed with me, for some reason, the Dallas Cowboys, and Gerald in particular, thinks that the entire league is worse than they are, so it doesn't matter what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the entire league is terrible, so of course we can do something stupid and boneheaded and still get away with it because the rest of the league sucks.
Yeah, that's their thinking.
But now look what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Washington has passed you by. Philly been passed you by.
Mm-hmm.
What's it going to take for the Giants to pass you by before you realize what you're doing?
If the Giants pass them by, I will laugh out of my seat completely.
I almost will.
But here is the play. I had someone ask me what made me a 49er fan.
Mm-hmm.
This did. January 10th, 1982.
Pontiac, 3rd and 3. We'll see a pickup sometime on the right side, possibly. Montana, looking, throwing in the end zone. Caught it! Dwight Clark!
Dwight Clark and Joe Montana made me 49er fans for life.
Mm-hmm.
Made me 49er fans for life, man.
Agreed.
With a play, that is one of the most iconic signature plays in NFL history.
Mm-hmm.
Can't beat that.
No, you can't. And many have tried.
Oh God, many have tried. Many absolutely have tried. Now, speaking of the 49ers,
mm-hmm.
they have a bell cow running back that will be available to them. He was out due to injury this year by the name of Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
The 49ers have had their share of incredible running backs in their stable.
Mm-hmm.
And people don't know who they are and stuff like that, you know.
Right.
But there's one play, Joe got San Francisco over the hump. Brody tried for years. Yeah, John Brody did. Then Steve DeBerg was their quarterback up until 1980. And then Bill Walsh took the keys from Steve DeBerg and gave it to Joe Montana. The rest is history.
Yep.
The rest is history. And you know, he was a third. Joe Montana. Here's the crazy part: quarterbacks like Montana, Marino, Tom Brady, Phil Simms. Montana was a third-round pick and became the greatest quarterback of all time.
Wow.
You know what else made me a 49er fan? This play right here.
And give those guys a little extra weight. Roger Craig still on his feet, still running. What a run by Roger Craig. You'll never see a better one than that.
That.
And the thing is, with that run, right, he should have been stopped 3 different
times.
At least 3 different times. Should have been stopped. And he just kept churning his legs and churning his legs and churning his legs. And that's what you got to do.
Mm-hmm. That's what the running back position is.
Yes.
Now, when we come back from a break, I'm going to hop on my soapbox for a minute.
Uh-oh.
I have a very important question to ask, and I want some answers. Back after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
One of the great things about ordering meals from Mother of Macros is that you can do it from the comfort of your own home. Click the national or local delivery link to access the menu, and we'll ship the meals right to your door. We understand you won't always have time to plan, shop, prepare, and cook to provide healthy nutrition for your family, so the process is simple and saves you hours. We know you're busy, so our meals are professionally prepared and packaged. You only need to heat them up and enjoy. We provide macro-balanced, delicious meals chock full of fresh, local ingredients with none of the stuff you don't want to eat. Plus, our menu changes every week, keeping your taste buds wanting more. We take care of your meals so you can worry about everything else on your list. Mother of Macros.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E Digger.
And then you have Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meat beep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays, so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Ryan McCarthy adds, and to think Bill Walsh almost traded Joe Montana in 1983 after Montana had an off year. We could have seen John Elway as a 49er and Montana as a Colt. Thank God I didn't see it.
I mean, it's vice versa.
All is right with the world when Montana played as long as he did for San Francisco. All was right in the world. Bill Walsh almost made that trade, but he didn't. Thank the Lord.
I mean, John Elway's not a bad QB either.
Hey, look, I love John Elway.
But John Elway made his hay in Denver.
Mm-hmm. I love John Elway, but he needed to stay where he was.
Mm-hmm.
He absolutely needed to stay where he was. Thank you, Lord. That's all I got to say. Thank you, Lord.
All right. It is soapbox time.
It most certainly is.
So are we giving you a snowman steak?
You bet. All right. I'm going to begin my Snowman's take by showing you something that everyone should be familiar with.
And they give those guys a little extra weight. Roger Craig still on his feet, still running. What a run by Roger Craig. You'll never see a better one than that. From 46 yards. That's going to be a lot of highlights for a long time. What an effort by Roger Craig.
John Robinson was just saying yesterday he thinks right now Roger Craig is the best running back in the league. I can see why. You know, he has that thing of getting those knees high and keeping the shoulders low. And he makes every team look like they're bad tacklers. Watch the way he gets that high knee action, keeps those feet going like two pistons. Then at the same time that the knees are going high and keeping going, the shoulder can get low to take on a tackler. I tell you, that is an amazing ability that this guy has.
It's courtesy of CBS, fair use. The commentators at the time were the late, great Pat Summerall and John Madden.
Mm-hmm.
But I showed that play for a reason, because there's a question I need to ask, and I'm going to keep asking this until I get an answer. Why isn't Roger Craig in the Hall of Fame already?
I don't know. I have no clue. That the resume
that should have been done a long time ago.
The resume speaks for itself.
Mm-hmm.
I have heard many a reason that he wasn't the most well known or wasn't the most not impulsive. He wasn't most valuable for his team.
That's bull.
He didn't make the most impact. And people will say that he was basically covered by likes of Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, and the like.
That's bull. You know how important Roger Craig was to that offense? 8 years he was there. In 8 years, he was an integral part of that 49er offense. Matter of fact, in case you don't remember, he was the first player in NFL history to record 1,000 season. 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards receiving.
Yep.
He did it in 1985. Look it up. So if you can celebrate Marshall Faulk repeating the feat,
which you should,
which absolutely you should. And if you can celebrate Christian McCaffrey repeating the feat, and McCaffrey may have a second one in store before it's all over. Yeah, I said it. McCaffrey may have a second 1,000 before it's all over.
I agree.
Why can't you celebrate the fellow
who started
did it first? Why can't you celebrate the fellow who was the original jackknife running back? Why can't you celebrate the fellow for when he was drafted by Bill Walsh? He was a fullback at the University of Nebraska. Then he drafted Tom Rathman and said, Roger Craig, you're my running back. Why can't you celebrate the fellow who originated the 1,000 season? And that is Roger Craig. And that's a direct result of Bill Walsh in that offense. And it's also a direct result of Montana and Taylor and Rice trusting him to make plays.
Mm-hmm.
He made plays. You want championships? He's a 3-time Super Bowl winner. How about that?
Yep.
He's a 3-time Super Bowl winner. There's your resume right there. And he was the first person. He was the first player to score 3 touchdowns in the Super Bowl. Did it in Super Bowl 19, January 20th, 1985, Stanford Stadium, Palo Alto, California. And yet, I'm not supposed to remember this stuff.
I think, as I said before, I think the fact that the majority of the voting committee is made of beat writers is a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Because the tribalism shows out.
Yeah.
It does. Grudges may show out. Or just I like this one over this one. I like this, this player over this player. I like this player as a running back over this player as a running back. And therefore I can say, Yeah, I don't think Roger Craig really deserves to be in the Hall of Fame because he didn't do enough for me to think he warrants it. Well, he had a thousand season. What more do you need? He has 3 titles. What more do you need? I don't know. I think there were better players. What?
My eye.
And you just have people.
I would say it another way, but my wife is watching.
And I've said before, I think that there are times where if there's a bad experience between a beat writer and a player, they will find a way to block the person from getting the Hall of Fame because of that one reason.
Yep.
And that's a horrible thing to do.
Very true. Very true. Now, speaking of players that need to be elected into the Hall of Fame, how about this guy?
Weiss has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana. Touchdown, John Taylor.
That's a game winner, folks.
But a much less like that, you know he's in the 80s. You know this is the 80s. I saw that mustache like, oh, this is definitely the 80s.
You saw that mustache on Jim Breach?
Yup. Like, oh, this is the 80s. This is definitely the 80s.
Gregory Scotland, look at how the beat writers try to deny Ted Williams' accomplishments. Oh, hell yeah. And they're doing the same in football for Roger Craig, and they're doing the same for John Taylor.
Same thing did for T.O. too. For as long as they helped him out.
They did it for Terrell Owens for a long time, and T.O. finally got in. God bless you. Let me show you that play again, courtesy of Super Bowl 23.
Weiss has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana. Touchdown, John Taylor.
Yep. John Taylor out of Delaware State.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that John Taylor sold cars in the offseason. He did.
Yeah,
he did. 49ers didn't have the money to pay him yet. And to think, check this out. He played all 10 seasons in his career with San Francisco.
With one team.
Played all 10 seasons with San Francisco.
Which means not only was he loyal to that team was very loyal to him too.
Yep.
They saw his value.
And I think he started as a punt returner.
Right.
He started as a punt returner.
I think John Taylor is what the Bears really wanted from Devin Hester.
Yes.
They really wanted Devin Hester to be in that same role, to go from being just a return man to being a receiver. It is a very, very tough transition to do that.
It is. But if you have the right coaching like John Taylor did,
true,
you can become that. You can become a receiver as well as a punt returner.
Mm-hmm.
The punt returner set him up for success with San Francisco.
Right.
The punt return set him up for success with San Francisco.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
But y'all need to get up off of your blanks and elect Roger Craig into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Once and for all. And until that happens, this is what I think of the beat writers.
So I realize that I think, even though it's not advertised,
right,
there has to be a place for stupid people. We don't know because we're not stupid, so we don't know anything about it, like a secret club society.
Oh my gosh.
So I come to the conclusion that he graduated from SU, stupid university. Yeah, all the stupid ass letters that go along with graduating, high honors of being stupid. I can't do no more, man.
Vámonos, dominos, vámonos. Stupid university, where everyone graduates magna cum stupid.
You made an error in not electing those two fantastic players to the Hall of Fame. Fix it, please.
Fix
That's
it.
Snowman's take. What is yours? All right, let's take a deep breath. And you know what? I do this on Tuesdays, and Allison's unable to be with us today because she's very, very sick.
Yeah, it's getting cold.
Listen to my voice.
I was gonna say, tea is now gonna be your best friend. I just drank a couple of cups already.
Oh, I'm about to have a big old mug. I'm gonna fill this bad boy up with tea and vitamin C to get my voice back.
Mm-hmm.
Holy cow.
Yep.
Oh man. Did you have fun last night?
Oh yeah.
Good.
Absolutely.
That's what I want for the crew that rides with me when I do play-by-play calls. I want them to have fun. And me, Droid, and Victor had an absolute blast.
Yes, we did.
But then this happened.
This moment of bronze sexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronze sexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YOKAY. Real LJPM, now approve all this.
Yeah, we had a Kang sighting.
Yeah.
Which nearly made me throw up.
That was the only dark spot of the game. You were like, are you kidding me? I'm like, what? There's someone in the stands.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, is a heartbeat necessary?
That's exactly what you said, and I love it.
Because we knew. But I mean, it is Ohio, so yeah, kind of figure he'd be there.
Yeah, you kind of figured.
But again, it's just.
But still.
And I don't think LA was playing.
No, LA was off.
Okay.
LA was off.
So I can't be too mad because, like, all right, well.
Yeah, true.
Just he's
all right. Let's take a final break, and we're going to do something fun. Back in a few minutes.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Are you ready to upgrade your coffee game? Prepare for an invasion of flavor with Invader Coffee. It's the caffeinated elixir that fuels champions, the blend that pushes boundaries. Whether you're battling deadlines or exploring uncharted territories, Invader Coffee has your back. Join the invasion at invadercoffee.com and taste the difference for yourself. Use the code Snowman for 15% off your first order. Invader Coffee, veteran owned.
Do you remember our first group photo? This is it. Smiles all around, even though we were all nervous.
Who could have imagined that our first weekend together would soon turn into a lifetime of memories?
You're an amazing young man. Your brothers and sisters really look up to you. They're a big brother.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child who was 17 at the time.
There are so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
I ain't never felt so much love before in my life.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Quinn.
Moment of clarity. I haven't watched BET in years.
KP.
Drake needs to come back with another triple platinum album.
E-Digger.
And then you had Ray J. Like, I can't stand that River Cricket.
The Guru.
Okay, the level of crack she's smoking, I don't want it.
BS3 Network proudly presents the Knucklehead Chronicles podcast, where from card tips to hot topics to meep of the week, anything goes. Live every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. Central.
Sports bettors, listen up. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back and in our 30th year of action. With live in-game betting, incredible odds with daily odds boosters, props and parlays, fast payouts, and exceptional one-to-one customer service, we got it all. And when you sign up today and use the code Snowman, you will get a 125% deposit match on your deposit. Log on to betus.com or call 800-792-3887. That's 800-79-BET-US. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Attention sports fans, looking for the ultimate gear and apparel to show your team pride? Look no further than Fanatics, the #1 destination for sports enthusiasts. Visit snowmanmultimediasports.com today and shop a wide selection of officially licensed merchandise from your favorite teams and players. From jerseys to hats to accessories to collectibles, Fanatics has it all. Don't miss out on the chance to elevate your game day experience. Head over to snowmanmultimediasports.com/fanatics and gear up like a true fan with Fanatics. Officially licensed everything.
It's no secret. Today's consumer wants convenience and likes things on the go. They want to be listened to and receive instant solutions to their queries. This can often make or break the customer service experience. That's why it makes convenient interactions easy for you. Whether your customers want to connect with you via text, Facebook Messenger, Google, Instagram, or website, all messages now come to the one easy-to-use inbox, so you don't have to check a dozen different sites from the platform. From here, you can send SMS or email, answer questions, schedule appointments, take payments, and close more deals simply by messaging back and forth with your customers. When someone searches for a business like yours, they will look at your reviews. So unless you have more positive reviews, they'll choose someone else. Luck makes it easy to collect hundreds or even thousands of reviews from your customers. Simply send a review invitation or create automation that requests customer reviews right after the sale, or maybe right after a service is completed. It will take them 30 seconds or less to leave the review. Now those reviews will show up on the search result and increase your ranking that matters most. Plus, our advanced reporting will show you exactly where your leads are coming from and if your website or ads are doing their job. So why are you waiting? Put your business way in front of your competitors, get more leads, convert more of those leads to paying customers by getting started with today.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Let's have some fun.
Alrighty.
Yeah, we're inside the arcade because I feel like talking video games before we get out of here. All right. I'll ask this question to you, and I'll ask it to the chat as well.
Mm-hmm.
What was the very first video game you played?
Very first video game I played. I think it would probably be Super Mario 3. Yeah, probably Super Mario 3.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got hooked on to the original Mario, Super Mario.
Yeah.
And it was the deluxe. It was Super Mario and Duck Hunt on the same cartridge.
Man, Duck Hunt kept making me mad.
The doggone dog.
That doggone dog kept making me laugh, laughing at me.
Yeah. I remember the lamp trick.
Yes.
Where you would shoot a lamp and it would always hit the target.
I
never did that, folks, but I've heard of that. I've heard of that trick.
I have done it.
Because my mom would be like, "Why are you putting the gun next to the lamp? What are you doing?" Because my uncle had the first console I got was an NES, and that was from my uncle.
Right.
Because he was moving. He said, "Well, I'm not going to have space for all these games in this console, so y'all can have it." So we had Contra, we had Russian Attack, Tiger Heli, we had, of course, Mario 3, Double Dragon and Double Dragon 2,
Double Dragon,
Chess Master, RBI Baseball. We had soccer.
Man, RBI Baseball got on my nerve.
That was where I realized the majesty of one Nolan Riley. I knew him well when he was playing on TV, but then I would play RBI Baseball, and I would always pick Houston, and I always have Nolan Riley as my starter.
Yep. The first game I ever played, the first game I ever saw was Pong.
Okay.
I'm old, I know that.
You said
first
I
game
did.
I ever saw was Pong. Yeah, I love being old, man.
Yeah.
First game I ever played was Pac-Man.
Okay.
You ever have a game, and y'all forgive me for this and how I'm going to phrase it. Have you ever played a game that just royally kept pissing you off?
When I first started playing Centipede.
I love Centipede.
It was the damn spider.
Damn spider, yes. Out of nowhere and bounces up, and then before you can move, pow!
Yep. Up until I was able. Then it was the gecko.
Yeah.
Because you had the spider who always moved around. Then you had the scorpion that would give you some it would give you like a
give you some extra points and give you some mushrooms that would bounce off of each other.
And if you packed the gecko, and then there was the doggone flea who just would fall, and you would be close to finish off a mushroom.
That flea gets on my nerves.
Yeah, because you would get close to finishing off a mushroom, and the flea comes down, and he completely regulates it. It's like, come on, man. But yeah.
Then I played its twin brother, Millipede. I love Millipede.
Right.
Same thing as Centipede. Except they added a few more things to come at you.
Right.
Like a stingray.
Oh my God. The doggone stingray.
And then they had more things to come at you. Like a worm.
Oh no, the worm. Oh, Lord have mercy.
Man, if I could never get that worm, because what happens is when you hit the worm, the millipede and everything slows down. So you can get some more points. But I can never shoot that damn worm.
Right.
And the first time worm got me, the first 3 times worm got me, and I'm like, I'm gonna get you, son, bitch. Man. I finally got him. Everything slows down. Spider comes up. I'm getting ready to shoot it, and pow.
Yep. Got caught by it.
What other games have I? Oh man, I got a litany of games that I've played.
Chess Master.
The original Star Wars arcade game.
Simon's Quest.
Cube Quest. I played that. Philip Redden says Asteroids is what did it to me. Man, me and Asteroids have a hate relationship.
Dragon Spirit really made me appreciate the music of a game.
You know what? Speaking of Dragon, I played Double Dragon once. I got my ass kicked. 4 hits. Pow, 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 pow. Sit down.
Yep.
Oh man.
I think when it was kind of funny because Obobo was like the main big enemy. We used to call him Miss Potato Head because he looked like a big potato. And normally you would do a jump kick and that would knock him down.
Wrong.
All of a sudden he ducks and like, ain't no way no one that big ducks like that and miss.
When he ducks, you're dead.
Right.
When he ducks, you are screwed.
I'm like, there's no way you're gonna duck. You that big, you gonna duck. No.
Exactly. You're not gonna duck me. You're not gonna duck me. And then he comes back with a haymaker and puts you down. Zaxxon, Super Zaxxon. That doggone dragon at the end of Zaxxon. I'll tell you a rare game that I used to play that was in a store up on 111th Street. There's if you remember my neighborhood, there was a corner store on 111th and Aberdeen that I used to frequent a lot. Why? They had Little Debbie snacks for 25 cents and they had video games.
It's what you call the kid candy store.
Yes, because you're literally a kid in a candy store,
and all you need is $5, and you have the time of your life.
If you had $5, your whole day was in that candy store. Your whole day was in that candy store.
Yep.
All right. And I used to play a game called Moon Patrol. Could never turn it over. I would get close and closer and closer. And then as soon as I got to part Y, a spaceship came out of nowhere, dropped a missile, and hit me.
And that was it.
I rage quit.
Yeah.
And when I rage quit, the owner was cracking up.
And the funny thing about those games is back in those days, there was no, save spots where you can if you had it on your console, you had to try and get through the entire game in one try.
And if you missed, you started over.
And if you died and got game over, you start from the beginning.
From the beginning. Yep. I played that game 3 times that day. This is when games were a quarter.
Right.
I played that. I played that thing 3 times. 3 times. I got so close 2 of those 3 times. And the last one where that ship got me when I almost got to point Z.
Right.
I rage quit. I said, "The hell with this."
Like, I'm done.
And the owner comes walking up to me because he heard me. He said, "Why are you quitting?" I said, "Man, look, I got blown up at point Y." Then he realized I was playing Moon Patrol. And he said, I'm going to have another game brought in, and I want you to test it tomorrow.
Okay.
You're on. The hell with it. You're on.
Yep.
You know what that game was he brought in?
What was it?
Super Pac-Man.
Super Pac-Man. Man.
I'm like, you really want me to play this? He said, yeah. I'll spring for the first 2 games.
I remember
Screw it.
And the first time that they brought in Silent Scope EX, which was like the upgrade version of Silent Scope 2.
Yeah.
This time it was dual-sided, which means you and another person to play. And I begged my father, because he doesn't play games. He used to play Contra back in the day. That's about it. He didn't really play a whole lot of games, right? But once I said I wanted him to play this with me, mind you, my dad's a former Marine Scout sniper.
Yep.
This is a sniper game. I did not know what I was getting myself into.
Nope. Your dad did, but you didn't.
We went through.
And tell your dad I said hi and give him a hug for me, will you please?
Will do. Will do. We went through the first 3 missions.
Mm-hmm.
I had, what was it, 98% accuracy. My dad was 100% accuracy, all 3 missions. He did not miss a shot.
And I know
2.
you. I know you.
Mm-hmm.
Dad, how'd you do that?
Yeah. Like, wait, what?
Am I in the ballpark here?
Oh, you're 100% in the ballpark. You're like, wait, huh?
Mm-hmm.
How? What did you do? And he did what sergeants do. Just give you that smile and walk off.
Walk away.
Because
Dad used to do that to me. Dad used to do that to me.
Mm-hmm.
When we got our Atari 5200, Christmas of '83, open it, we go downstairs, we hook it up to this small 10-inch black and white television. Dear God.
Yep.
That was on top of the freezer. Yes. We had a black and white television on top of a doggone freezer.
Mm-hmm.
But we hooked it up and we played the hell out of Atari 5200.
Yeah.
We got to play in Centipede. And no one can figure out how to get a free man or when you would be able to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, looked at my dad's score and he had 13,000 points. I'm like, why do you get it? Why are you having another turn? Target was 12,000. And nobody knew it.
Nope.
Nobody moved.
Nobody knew about it. And that's the thing. It's like, that's why I think it was Ryan McCarthy said, do you know the 30-man life of Contra? I'm like, my dad knew.
Oh, yeah. Pops knew.
He talked to me.
Yep. Oh, yeah, Sarge. Sarge knows. Sergeant knows. Yeah, give him a salute from me also, if you would.
I will do so.
But there were 2 arcades I used to frequent.
Mm-hmm.
Ford City with
Tilt. Mm-hmm.
And Evergreen Plaza.
See,
on the south side.
I didn't know the Evergreen Plaza had an arcade. Because we went through there and I never saw one.
They took it out.
And that's what I thought.
They took it out, but they had an arcade there.
Tilt was there.
The only thing I could not do was go on a school day. Because if I went on a school day, my ass was kicked.
Did you get that truant officer?
No, I didn't get hit by a truant officer. My ass was kicked by my father.
Oh, see, the truant officer thought that he had me, but mind you, this was when I was in college. And everybody knows, if you see me, I have kind of the baby face.
Yes.
So I was in Chicago State, and if you remember Snowman, there was a point where one of the buildings, the pipes had broke because it was really cold.
Yes,
the pipes had broke. So all of the classes that I had were canceled. So I'm like, well, what am I going to do for another 4 or 5 hours?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't feel like going back home. Yeah, I could have went back home, went back to sleep. I'm like, what's the fun in that? I said, well, I'll just go watch a movie and I'll go to the arcade. So I went to the arcade. And I'm playing, Silent Scope, and I'm playing some of the bike games, and I'm shooting basketball. And I know someone is watching me.
Where's Rockwell when you need him?
Right. And I look behind me, and I
always feared like somebody's watching me as my voice cracks.
Along with Michael Jackson.
Yes. And like I said, as my voice cracks when I try to say that.
And so the guy is like just leaning against the prize counter with his arm folded. And I'm just like, who is he? So I just keep playing. And I kind of I just keep going past him, and I'm going from one game to the next. I'm waiting for the movie to start. The movie doesn't start till about 2:35. I've been in there since 12, right? So I'm just going game at the game. I got money. I got my ticket and everything. I was waiting for the game to start, for the movie to start, and I'll just go to the movie theater.
And the truant officer was watching your ass.
And he's just watching me like a hawk.
Mm-hmm.
And so finally he stands right next to me. And I look and said, "Can I help you?" Is there a reason you've been watching me for the past almost 2 hours?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, don't you have school to go to? I'm like, no. And if you really worry about it, why didn't you ask in the beginning?
Right. Why didn't you come up to me then?
Right. He's like, wait, so you don't have to? Like, no, I am in college now. So I had to show, so I showed the ID. He's like, oh, I am so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know. You look too doggone young. I'm like, I know. Everyone says I look too young for my age. And I told him what happened. He said, oh, okay. He said, my fault. I always come around because I know a lot of kids come to the arcades and they're supposed to be in school. I'm like, oh, believe me, I know.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I've never been caught by the truant officer, but I know some people who did. And ooh, Lord.
I didn't have to worry about a truant officer. I had to worry about my father.
Because somehow that news gets to your parents.
And if anything like that got to my parents,
done.
I'm a dead duck.
You better take that 3-mile trip home, even though you like 2 blocks away. You take that 3-mile trip home. I remember a friend of mine got suspended.
Oh boy.
Now he lived right across the street from the school, because I did. He lived with the same building as me.
Yep.
It took him 4 hours to get home.
I wonder why.
He just kept walking around and around and around and around.
Yep.
I'm like, you realize that? And I said, like, dude, you realize that the longer you wait, the worse it's going to be.
You're delaying the inevitable.
Just take it now and be done with it. He's like, it hurt too much. Like, I know it hurt too much. But you know what you was getting. You was a class clown.
Mm-hmm. Gotten a few of those in life. They do hurt.
They do.
They do. They do hurt.
They do, but
you got to take it when you get busted.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
you gotta. Oh man. I'll share this before we get the heck up out of here.
Mm-hmm.
I was at Tilt one day, and I'm thinking, okay, what games am I gonna wreck now?
Mm-hmm.
So I played them all.
Right.
And one of my friends shows up, and I'm tired.
Right.
At this point.
Mm-hmm.
My friend shows up with a ball of energy and says, Come on, let's go play some Street Fighter. Dude, I'm tired. I'm also broke because I spent my allowance.
Right.
I'm gonna go home. You're missing out on the fun. No, I'm not.
Trust me. I'll miss out today and I'll come back tomorrow.
Went home and passed right out. I went home and passed right out.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I'm going to do in a few minutes. That's our visit to the arcade. We're getting out of here. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they are simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We hope that you are as we are. We are, and we hope y'all are too.
There you go.
Boy, my tongue is twisted. So long, everybody.